Arsenal won the league, scored goals, had moments from everyone, but I still think our attack has to evolve. And I'd wonder if you think the same. You look at it, the numbers are good, but context matters. We scored 71 Premier League goals, 121 in all comps. We had over 20 different goal scorers, 20 assist makers, and we won the Premier League. That sounds healthy. But when you do a little bit of digging, you then have to ask, was it sustainable chance creation? It's sustainable moments. Did our individual players have that level of consistency throughout the season? This is where the devil is in the details. Individually, where you look at our attacking players, it might not be their best individual seasons in terms of output, but undoubtedly, because we won the Premier League, it's their most memorable one. Every one of our attacking players and midfielders had their moments, people. As you know, Yarez with 14 goals in the league, 21 in all comps led the way. Saka still somewhat produced. Eze eventually adapted. Even Kai Havertz in an injury hit campaign had some clutch moments. The Trossards, the Martinellis, the Nonnies, the Marinos, apologies, they all contributed in some way, shape or form. So as I said, individually, it weren't their best, but they all played their part and made it their most memorable season to date in an Arsenal shirt. Let's start with Yarez. There was a lot said when he signed. There's no doubt a lot being said. He's like Marmite, football's a bit tribal, and because I like Kai or I like Yarez, I have to slate the other one. You get where I'm going. But he had these moments, and at the end of the day, for a publicized transfer coming to address a striking role that we've known we've wanted forever, at the end of the day, number 14 helped deliver our 14th league title. We're in the number 14, and he got 14 in the league, 21 in all comps, people. We had clutch moments. Everton away, he scored the penalty. Everton at home, he came off the bench and played a key role. I think a lot of people forget on paper, a 3-0 win at home against Sunderland looks great. But if you remember the game, we was winning a goal to nil. He helped impact off the bench and put some more daylight between the sides, people. North London derby, of course. Everton at home as well as away, if I haven't made that clear. And we've got to remember Fulham at home as well, in which we was a bit nervous going into that game, people. Yarez led the way in his debut season. As I said, 21 goals in all comps. That is actually the best return of a new arrival in their debut season with us since... Any guesses? I know you want to say it. I'm going to say it for you. Alexis Sanchez, people, when he bagged 25 in 2014-15. Well, only the Chilean forward, plus legends Ian Wright, and Thierry Henry can boast more in a single campaign at Arsenal. And then when you break it down, he played just over 2,000 minutes. That equates to about 24.79 full 90-minute games. So that's basically 24 full games plus 71 minutes. Rounded up for football talk, that's around 25 games. So with all that stuff that's said about adapting and the game state, I think he did all right. I got a lot of time for Yarez. But as I said, throughout the whole season, you want a bit more. I see no reason as to why he couldn't get us 20 league goals. And then you've got Eze. Our star man returned home, and I think he delivered, and he had his moments. You know what? Very few players sum up moments than Eze, people, because we want to see a bit more consistency throughout a season and obviously across a 90-minute game. He had his moments. His assist against Manchester City, I think his overall performance, Newcastle away, and that could be said for a lot of players. He scored against his former club, Crystal Palace. He duppied Spurs in the 2 games he played against them, scored at Newcastle at home in the run-in. Not to mention, I'm trying to keep it Premier League, but not to mention the Champions League exploits. But when you look at the raw numbers, somewhat with context and without context, and you cut luxuries throughout the course of this video, injuries, game state, form, adapting tactics, or purely on a numbers basis, we need to go to the next level, people. 7 goals, 2 assists in the Premier League. For someone of Eze's quality, it can go up several gears, and it needs to. I know he's played a lot of football, statistically more than he's ever done, but I'm not going to ask anything from any player that I don't think they have in their locker, and I think he does, people. When you look at his stats, it probably equates to about 24 games plus 16 minutes. 22 starts, 11 sub-appearances, 33 appearances in the league in total, people. He's played the equivalent of just over 24 games despite making 33 appearances. So there's some luxuries that could be afforded. But yeah, for me, for Eze's quality, I wouldn't say I've been amazed by Eze, but I think he's been a lot better despite the struggles and what a lot of people have said with adaptation. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. Then you look at Mr. Martin Odegaard, in which, again, if you had to sum up his season, it would be injury hit and stop-start. History is kind. He had his moments, people. He did lift the Premier League trophy and joins an illustrious list of Premier League Arsenal captains who have won the Premier League. He made 24 appearances in 25-26. But the numbers, again, 1 goal and 7 assists across 1,371 minutes. That works out to the equivalent of 15.2 full 90-minute games. So that's basically just over half. That's just over 15 full games. Apologies. Another one, one of his best performances for me was Newcastle away in his 8 to 10 minutes, in which, as I said, I think all the players, for me, that was the first kind of imprint where I thought, oh, we could probably win the league here. Big us up for that. And I think generally Odegaard's sub appearances have probably been his best ones, people. Newcastle away, got an assist. I really respect what he did in that 8 to 10 minutes. Set up the winner West Ham away for Trossard. I think he did very well at Brighton at home. Everyone remembers the 5-goal thriller, the crazy 3-2 game against Bournemouth. He stood up to be counted. And he was part of the team that battered Aston Villa 4-1 at our place, people. Bukayo Saka, the star boy, managed to get 10+ goal contributions for another season. In the Premier League, 31 appearances, 7 goals, 7 assists for our number 7, people. Again, people, he scored 7 goals, got 7 assists, played just over 2,000 games. Works out the equivalent of, just basically he's played 25 full games, people. For me, I'm one of them. I don't subscribe to this. Saka's lost his agility, he's lost his pace. Maybe I'm deluded. Saka's done everything for this football club. I just think he needs to stay fully fit and everything else takes shape. He gets that rhythm, he gets that fluidity, like what we've seen in the World Cup and at moments last season. But generally, we're arriving with Saka in 2 cup finals where he's not fully fit. That's what we need to get to. And I mean, anyone that's going to have a hip injury, an Achilles injury, a hamstring injury, especially as an attacker, that's going to take things out of you. For me, he just needs to take care of himself. And in terms of the theme of this video and moments, the winner set up the winner against Burnley, did very well in the Brentford 2-0 victory, if I remember correctly. Did the same against West Ham as well, people. Assisted in our 2-1 win against Brighton, scored against Brighton away. I think he signed his new deal. Again, it was a crazy game, but he did help us get, the points, do what we needed to do against Wolves at the Emirates, which people forget, people. So, yeah, and he obviously did his thing in the techie 5-goal thriller once again against Bournemouth. So, again, people have moments. He's had hip injuries, hamstring injuries, Achilles injuries, ran into the ground. If we can keep Saka fit, I think it takes care of itself, if I'm completely honest with you. I don't think Saka's a problem, if I'm brutally honest. And then you have Martinelli. Now, I am conflicted. Martinelli is like my son. He's grown up here. I love him a lot, in it, people. I've given up on him ever getting back to that 2022-23 form, ever becoming a striker, all of that stuff. As we approach, 23, 24, 25 years of age, I accept Martinelli for what he is, which is a tool. Very good squad player. Dangerous territory. Helps us going backwards, can score, does have pace, does have this knack, even though he's not a consistent goal scorer, of chipping in at big moments. When you accept him for what he is, then I think that's with him, people. And I mean, at the end of the day, 1 Premier League goal and 4 assists in 30 appearances. I know stats aren't everything. There's probably games that we're not going to think about where he's probably made the difference. But I mean, come on, for a starting left winger, for a team that's won the Premier League, as much as I love him, he could only be a squad player. 30 appearances, 1 goal and 4 assists is a terrible return. Not to mention his impact at home against Everton as well. Then you've got Leandro Trossard. Farewell, my guy. We all know he's completed his move to Besiktas. Lovely that he's left with a bit of history. We'll all remember the numerous clutch moments. Throughout his time at Arsenal, Trossard had several of those. And I do think he made that left wing spot his own, across both competitions, the Prem and the Champs. A lot of things come to mind. West Ham away, we'll never forget that. That was a goal you could argue clinched us the league. Inter away, I think he got an assist. Sunderland away, where he scored the goal of the season contender, which I think Arsenal fans don't gas up enough. Mr. Clutch, our first choice left winger, has a habit of assisting and scoring at vital moments, but purely in the Premier League over a 38-game calendar, 6 goals, 6 assists. It's not of the levels, is it, people? We've got Kai Havertz. There's several moments that you could say won us the league. This is what I mean. Everybody had their moments, and you need that across a Premier League game, Premier League campaign. Now, Kai had an injury-hit season, 12 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, only played 583 minutes of Premier League football. He did bag in our defeat against City. He did assist in the Newcastle win. He did bag the goal that arguably won us the league when he, headed home from Bukayo Saka's corner. There's so many romantic moments off topic, people, Trossard getting a vital goal, Kai getting a vital goal. You could argue we won the league when we didn't kick a ball with the City Bournemouth game. You could argue Kai scored the goal that won us the league. You could argue Martin Odegaard, the captain, set up Trossard to score us the winner when we beat West Ham away. That's my theme. There's a lot of moments. And you could argue Kai with scoring against Burnley. But like I said, people, when you look at the numbers, and obviously you provide context, but not, it's another year of, we know we will get goals, but who's going to get the goals? And these are the questions that we need answering. Defensively, we can answer a lot of questions, people. Not even matter where it is, well, it is. Big him up in it. 26 Premier League appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. Scored a header against Brentford away, did he not? And then for me, you've got Mikel Merino, double M. Our most clutch player in the squad now, Trossard's gone. And arguably out of Trossard, Kai Havertz and Mikel Merino, they're probably not the guys you want starting. But again, throughout the course of the campaign, you need people that can chip in. I love Mikel Merino as a squad player. Since 2024 to 2026, people, or better yet, for club and country in that period, he's been scoring vital goals. I'm not going to do the history thing, but you've seen what he's done for Spain. You've seen what he's done for Arsenal at certain occasions. And you've obviously, seen it even in the World Cup and across the course of last season. My favorite moment for Mikel Merino would be Newcastle away, because that was a game I learned a lot collectively about Mikel Arteta and my players. Obviously, Merino scored. Obviously, it's a bit spicy because he used to be a Newcastle player. Got a goal and assist in our 2-0 win against Brentford. We were, for another year in a row, pardon my language, we were shit Chelsea away. He made sure we came home with a point and none really in that regards. Got an assist in an edgy 4-goal thriller, Sunderland away. Bagged in our defeat against Manchester United. Got an assist against Spurs. He is clutch. He is a big game player. And also, you'd have to big up Max Dowman. You'd have to big up Mad Max Dowman. We know what he done. You think of Max, he had his moment. A couple of players did, but you think of Max, you think of Everton away. Big up Gabriel Jesus for bagging against Palace, and that's how his Arsenal career started, people. But, with the exception of Max Dowman, there's no point talking about the sidemen. But on a side note, I wasn't trying to focus on our midfielders, but I did speak about Eze and Odegaard. Zubimendi with his 6 goals. That was his highest scoring return in a single season. I'm not going to waste you lot's time. Declan Rice, there's nothing he can do. He can't do. Defends, attacks, goals, just protects everything, chips in with set pieces, world class. And he got 4 goals and 7 assists, people. But a lot of those performances and goals and assists came at vital moments. He said it's not done, and it wasn't. So big them up. Also have to highlight our defenders, because again, clearly we're a good offensive side, more than we give it credit for. We've got 121 goals. We scored 70 odd. But you see the way we talk about the defensive ethos, our defensive players, individually and collectively, that's where we want to go. Our defenders are the questions we can answer. Lord knows they've chipped in. They were the foundation, or Arsenal's defenders, our defensive output, our defensive ethos was our foundation to obviously win in 2025-26, people. We had the fewest goals conceded, I believe, with 27 goals. Forgive me if I've got it wrong. I think we had 19 clean sheets. So yeah, big up David Raya, big up Magalhaes, big up Saliba, big up anybody who's played in our defense. And again, the whole defensive ethos. So I know we're focusing on the attack, but we can't not think about them. I do think there's many layers to this. I think clearly Arteta's got to evolve us tactically, collectively and individually, and put players in positions that they could score. I do think the players have got to want to take it to another level. And obviously we need people fit, especially when you get to the turn of the year and you're arriving in cup finals. So there's a lot to go. But I think for Arsenal to get to the next level, players have to step up, because it's a different pressure next season, It's a different one. We was hungry last season. Now we're marked men. We need clarity and certainty. It's like we know we will score goals, but who's going to score goals? And that's the major step. We know we can get X amount of clean sheets and all of those things. We can't answer the questions in defense. And for us to get to that next level, we have to. Yeah, in terms of all comps, Victor Gyökeres leads the way with 21 goals. Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka both got 11. Eze got 10. Noni Madueke got 8 in all comps, as did Leandro Trossard. Kai Havertz had 7. Gabriel Jesus somehow has 6. So does Mikel Merino, and so does Martin Zubimendi. Declan Rice had 5. Gabriel Magalhaes and Jurien Timber both had 4. And you had a couple of others chipping in with 1 goal apiece. But by now, you probably get the point. It was our second season in a row, once again, where we had 20 different players score for us, not including Omen. own goals. Actually, we should find out how much own goals did, and big up to them, man, for their contributions. Out of a maximum of 28 outfield players who played for us during the 2025-26 season, we were just too shy of our highest figure in a season. The last time we did that is when 22 Gunners found the net in 2016-17. Three other players got into double figures: Martinelli, Saka, and Eze. It's the fifth season in a row Saka has surpassed 10 goals or more, while Gabby has done it in 3 of the previous 4 campaigns. Eze has hit double figures for 4 seasons in a row if you include his time at Crystal Palace. Martinelli and Eze's totals obviously are boosted by the fact that they were our 2 players to hit a hat-trick during the campaign. We all know Martinelli got 3 against Portsmouth. Eze got got a hat-trick against Spurs. I got confused because he got a brace and then he got a 3. It's 5 in 2 games against Spurs. He let it all work out. You have to big up Martin Zubimendi, who hit a career best 6 goals, people. And he even got a goal of the season contender against Nottingham Forest. There's a couple screamers, man. I don't know which one I'd give it, man. Trossard against Sunderland, Noni against Club Brugge, Eze against Leverkusen, Zubimendi against, I want to say, West Ham, people. So I'm not too sure, people, which one I'd give it to in that regards. As well as having 20 goal scorers, we also had 20 players notch at least 1 assist during the campaign. Trossard was top of the pile. He was our only player to reach 10 assists, 6 of which came in the Premier League, which ties in with Martin Odegaard when it comes to league games, while Trossard's other 4 all came in the champs. Only those 2 players got more assists in the team than Jurrien Timber. Impressive, obviously, given he's not on set piece duty. Declan Rice and Saka, delivery from free kicks and corners, saw them obviously climb up the rankings. In total, 9 players, people, hit double figures for goal involvements. As I said, Yarez with 24 when you consider goals and assists. Trossard, Saka, and Martinelli share second spot with 18. Eze, Rice, Havertz, Noni Madueke, and Timber were the others to reach 10 or more. So it's a weird one because we need the best of both worlds. We need everybody to chip in and everyone to contribute and all of those things. But we also need to know Gyökeres is getting X amount, Eze is getting X amount, so on and so forth, even the names I haven't said. We scored 71 times, as I said earlier, across 38 games. That surpassed last tally by 2. Another 30 came during our run to the Champions League final, which is just 1 shy of our total best recorded last season. As I keep saying, Gyökeres ended the season as our top goal scorer, 14 goals. Only 6 players across the division netted more. Meanwhile, Martinelli, or better yet, 10 of Martinelli's 11 strikes came in cup competitions, people, including 6 in the Champions League. He actually became the first gunner to score in 5 successive games in the competition, people. Our player's right feet contributed to 56 of our 121 goals across the season, people, which is quite crazy. Saka leads the way for goals with his left peg. Dead balls, naturally, we got 36, excluding penalties, and 27 from corners alone, which were both more than any other side across Europe's top 5 divisions. Keep the defensive aspects, keep the set pieces, take it to another level, and obviously address the other areas. We got 16 goals from outside the area as well, people. And apparently 24 of our goals came from substitutes, marking the most we've ever had in a season. So that's my theme. Everyone's had moments. Everyone's chipped in. We just need a couple of players to do it for the majority of the campaign. We know not everyone can do it for 38 games. We're not expecting anyone to do such. We also found the net 52 times in the first half of games across the season, people, which is crazy. 69 of our strikes came after the break and 11 came in second half stoppage time, which is crazy because then you look at the own goal against Wolves, you look at Gabriel's last-minute winner against Newcastle, you look at Max Dowman's record-breaking goal against Everton, you look at Kai Havertz's late strike to obviously help us in the League Cup final. So across all comps, and I know this video has been a focus on the Prem, there are some good things. We found the net 64 times at the Emirates, people, scored in every game apart from 2. Any guesses? I'll give you one. One was Sporting Lisbon. Any guesses? Premier League, you never walk alone. I spelled it. Liverpool, where we drew 0-0. That was a very frustrating game. 57 of our goals came on our travels. Only Liverpool and Nottingham Forest prevented us from scoring on an away game, people, other than obviously, you know, the League Cup final and whatnot, people. The stadiums we scored the most on our travels, naturally it's going to be Tottenham Hotspur. Across the capital, we also scored 4 at Stamford Bridge across the 2 visits. We also hit the same total in a 4-0 success at Ellen Road against Leeds, people. And then you could throw in Fratton Park. Unfortunately, because I like Leeds, they were our biggest victim. We netted 9 times against them across the home and away games, people, which was good. Derby days were a great source of celebration. We got 8 against Spurs. Chelsea suffered 7 times at our expense. We put 6 past Atletico. Liverpool were the only team not to concede against us all term, which is quite mad, people. So yeah, there's a lot of factors. I think you do have to count Fitness. Fitness does change the landscape. Arteta, there is a need to create chaos. The pressure is very different going into next season because we're marked territory. So yeah, Arsenal's attackers gave us memories. Now it needs to give us certainty.